Thursday, July 11th. Hello everyone, Brian here. I'm going to give you an update on our tomato varieties that we're growing in the backyard, as well as a general garden update to show you what else is growing. There's less growing this year because my focus has been on setting up irrigation lines, including installing some sprinkler valves to let the water out through them. And then also been working on the back slope there to terrace it so that we could have some more usable space. So my energy and focus has been on those two areas and less so in the garden, but we still have a lot of things growing. So let's start with some of the tomatoes that we grow. We grow mostly kitchen varieties, so these are going to be paste tomatoes that we use for sauce and other ways to flavor dishes. Here is Principe Borghese. These are considered paste tomatoes. They're cherry size. And we also have an ube that's starting to grow in and fill in the space. We also have another Principe Borghese paste cherry tomato. The reason we have two plants is because this is supposed to be an early maturing variety, so we need, since they're smaller, we need more tomatoes. The other thing that you're going to notice is that we grow for succession harvest. So I like to keep the harvest outside. I find that tomatoes, when they're on the vine, they last longer. Plus, we don't have to worry about storage space in the kitchen, on the counter, or eventually in the fridge. So I like to put them outside. This is Blue Beach, a very big paste tomato. I love it for the size. It's very meaty, few seeds. So you'll see quite a few of them. We have two plants. And then our Cherokee Purple is somewhere in here. These slicing, this is the only exception. This is a slicing tomato that's in the backyard, and they don't produce when it gets hot, so that's why we don't see any of those. We got a plane overhead, so hopefully it doesn't cover our audio too much. This is a new to me variety. This is the 10 Fingers of Naples, and it makes these sauce tomatoes that look like Roma and San Marzano in the shape. It looks very much like San Marzano, not as big, and it is already ripening and ready. We're gonna hold your thoughts on the San Marzano because we're gonna look at it in a second. It's over there. So you'll notice 10 Fingers Naples, ripe and ready to go. And then this bed is my favorite because it's very productive. This is the Costoluto Genovese, and this year this bed is looking a little bit haggard because a raccoon or something came in here and just pulled down all the plants, so it's all flopped over. And because I haven't been able to tend to it, it's starting to wane in production. We get a lot of nice tomatoes out of it. And do we have anything over here? No, we have some Italian basil, and then these are a couple of bell pepper plants. And I discovered with bell peppers, at least for me, they're not very productive if we try to overwinter them. They're just barely blossoming now. So next year we're going to start new plants so we can get bell peppers sooner. And what's over here? This is also another pepper that we overwintered. This is the beak pepper, and they're just flowering now. So that's another sample. I find that it's best to grow new plants. While technically you can overwinter them if your climate permits, they take longer to produce peppers again. And then this one has been the exception. This plant has been growing peppers since last summer, even through winter. You can see some of these drier ones that we didn't pick. And this is the early jalapeno. And then we got a bunch of peaches that are ready, but this year there's been a lot of bird pressures. Well, they've been pecking at the peaches. And then let's see what else is over this way. The peppers, this is what is this, Sandia Select hatch pepper. They're not very big, and that's probably because I haven't been watching them, tending to them. And over here, this is Black Prince. This is a slicing one. And then this is Sun Gold. It's a sweeter snack tomato. And this one was sent to us by Bagel Garden. And then this is the one that we grew in here. And I discovered that our soil is not really good. And in combination with this area where it's not as sunny, the tomato plants didn't grow as big as they could. And this is a ricotta pepper, also known as a manzano. It's a Peruvian pepper, and it's used to flavor dishes. So we got a few in there. And let's see what it's up here. Let's come up here. We have this broccoli that makes side shoot that I haven't been picking, so we're not gonna get more. So we need to pick them if we don't eat them, so that we can get more broccoli. You can see the side shoots there. And then something came last night to dig up everything up here. We have this is a wax gourd or Chinese winter melon, and this is our newest addition. This is a Pixie miniature peach that we got from Costco, which is a good deal. And then someone told me that they purchased one for, I think, like $16 when they cleared them out. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing when you find something to dig up here. I think our irrigation might be too good, because if the soil is very wet, the animals like to dig. So we're gonna have to adjust these over here. This is another type of hatch pepper, and let me figure out what it is. This is a Heritage 64L, so it's a mild pepper. Last night we put that Sandia Select in our ratatouille, and it was also a little bit mild to medium. We can taste the heat. This is a Santa Fe Grande. These are quote-unquote banana peppers. We put them on the grill, coat them with some oil, throw some tahini, and they're good with Mexican cuisine. And this one looks to be a jalapeno. Let's see, this is an early jalapeno. This was sown this year. And then over here we have something. I think this might be an Amarillo. And then we got more hatch peppers here. And I'm guessing that I didn't give them proper amendments this year, or fertilizer, because they're not very big. And what is this one? This is the Big Jim. This is overwintered Big Jim. These are overwintered ancho peppers that are just barely leafing out. And a couple of citrus trees up that way. Since I'm here, I can kind of show you some of the terracing work that I did. Put these blocks in. We have a nice secure area for growing that way, and then I'm working on getting more blocks as the budget permits to work this way to replace these old shutters that from the house that we're reusing to terrace this growing area. Let's swing over this way and come back. Let me see what else is over here. Not too much. We got some, these are Jacob's cattle bean. We're growing it as a cover crop, and then also we're gonna get beans, and they're good baking beans. Good for baked beans and minestrone and other things. Some strawberries. Got a marigold, and then this is kale. Our youngest loves kale, so we grow that for him. He likes it. Trying to get down here. This is not really set up for just jumping down. The other thing I did was improve the irrigation on these vertical planters, and put these drip emitter lines and added another row down here, because I thought they would be enough to drip down and then drip down, but I needed 2 rows. The third one will get drip water from the top, and it's improved our growing here. The herbs are looking much happier. They're healthier and green. So especially the fish mint, they're starting to fill in with more green, the new leaves. The other ones were getting these black spots. We got a few varieties of mint here. If you're visiting for the first time, we got fish mint, and then we got some Moroccan mint. We have the standard mint, and then we have, this is mojito mint. Good for summertime mojitos. This is Vietnamese coriander, and then I got a lemon balm down here. And we're gonna come out this way now. We got another jalapeno plant right there, and then we got a jovito. This is more for fun. This is a yellow orangey type of pepper, because most of the peppers we grow, including the tomatoes, we grow for the kitchen. And then we're starting another round of zucchini plants, so they're starting to pop up. And then this area with the Vago planters, we kind of neglected, so we need to put more effort in growing them. And then also this is a Scotch bonnet plant. This is one that I bought from the nursery because the seeds are very rare this year. I couldn't find seeds and I had trouble with saving them last year. So we have a plant here, and it's starting to make some peppers. I love making some island cuisine or Jamaican cuisine, Caribbean cuisine with them, especially curry goat. And up this way we have beans. These are filet beans. We have a bunch of them that way as well. And then a purple cauliflower that we're trying to see if we can grow. And then this is a succession broccoli. It's making side shoots for us. And then up here we have some tomatillos that are producing. There's a wing bean in the back. And then this is our Gwen avocado tree. Is making some avocados for us now. And I left a couple avocados to form. It's a young tree. Technically we should pinch it off, but I think it can handle at least one, maybe two. And I'm excited to harvest our own Gwen avocados next year. And let me take you to where the San Marzano is. And then before I get there, don't want to forget about this Huckleberry Gold potato plant here. Huckleberry Gold is a very interesting potato. It's one that makes, I think, if you're, the word hypoglycemic comes in mind, where like it doesn't have sugars that would trigger insulin. So if you're diabetic, that's more of a potato for you. And that's something that reducing my sugar is something I'm more mindful about these days, because it's in everything, and too much of it can be bad for me. This is our San Marzano, and you'll notice that it's starting to turn color, which means it's going to produce some paste tomatoes for us now. And again, for me, I really concentrate on succession, because when you have a large harvest, you have more than you can deal with. But if you have small harvests and it comes in succession, then it makes it more manageable and you're not overwhelmed. So we already have the Costoluto. That's one of our earliest ones that produce. And then next will be the 10 Fingers of Naples. And then after that, we'll have the San Marzano. And in between all of that, the Blue Beach comes in. And it comes in more in succession, it seems like. So we've been kind of harvesting them. So that's one of the reasons for growing different varieties in different places in the garden. Here we have another couple eggplant. And these are the Taiwanese kind. One of the more popular heirloom varieties is the Ping Tung. And I'm blanking out on this variety. I think this is a hybrid variety or more modern variety. If it comes to me, I'll mention it, but it's not too important to know the variety in this video. More tomatillos over here, and these we grew from seed and then we transplanted, and they've been growing here happily. And if you never grew tomatillos before and you're not sure how they grow, when they start to form, the wrap, as I call it, is very loose, but as the tomatillo fills out and you kind of squeeze it, the wrap doesn't give. So that's how you kind of know when they're ready. And then the color of the wrap gets a little bit more yellow. So let me find some examples. See how you squeeze and there's a whole bunch of give. So those aren't ready, but this one is, and then this one is. And then over time you can kind of get a better guess. So those ones are. And then on the opposite side, we're going to see some more tomatoes. And then here in Southern California, we're getting a 3-4 day heat wave, so we got the pool out as a way to cool off. And then afterwards, we're gonna flood irrigate our pasture. So I don't water this very often, our grass is kind of yellow, which is fine. It encourages deeper roots to grow, and it also kind of encourages the stronger plants to continue to grow while the other ones kind of fizzle away. So we end up with stronger grasses for our pasture. Got a plane coming right overhead, so maybe I'll wait for it to go by. Okay, so here is our other bed of tomatoes, and this is Amish paste. Right here we got some cracking because I watered the plant during a warm day, and nonetheless the crack heals and we can still eat that one. So these are Amish paste. And then this is another one of my favorites in terms of giant, meaty, delicious tomatoes are the ox hearts. So if I can get in there. So I got some ox heart. It looks like the chickens pecked at it and I didn't see that one. I'm just gonna let them go at it. They're a little bit smaller this year. I would say maybe half the size that they can be. But nonetheless, they're very big, and some of this coloring here is from Sunskull. I haven't come out to cover them as I normally do. And then the other thing that we have over here is a lamb Haas avocado tree, and we're getting some lamb Haas avocados. So very excited. Lamb Haas is a descendant of the Gwen avocado, so they have very similar characteristics in terms of flavor and texture. And here we have a Pinkerton, and it's not making any blossoms for us this year, not that I can see. And Pinkerton is one that will produce avocados pretty quickly. So if you buy a tree, typically you're probably buying in a 5-gallon, and you plant it, you have to wait at least 3 years before it'll start producing avocados for you. But the Pinkerton almost goes and produces right away, and it did for us. So we got one Pinkerton last year, and I thought it would get more Pinkertons. Let's make this also an avocado inventory update. Let me show you another one that I got, and this avocado has been growing in this pot for a long time. It was grafted by the California rare fruit growers, so it's not a professional graft, and sometimes you get plants that need a lot of help and more time. So this is a queen avocado. I've had it for I think 3, 4, 5 years now. It's starting to really take off, so we're waiting on that one to grow. And then over here we have a yuzu citrus, and I like to prune it so it's nice and short. And then we also have some raspberries back there, and this is a very productive variety, especially on the second year when the roots establish. We got a bunch of them. It's a purple raspberry, royalty, that's the variety. And we got some cucumbers. We're gonna let these go to seed now. Yeah, there was more than we can consume and find to share, so this is the result of that. And the panache figs, we're waiting on for them to ripen. This year there's been a lot of pest pressure on them. Noticed a lot of them dropped. I can't remember what kind of moth or bug that goes after them. We got the Barbados cherry, Acerilla cherries. They're high in vitamin C, so tasty as well. And then got some Malaysian guava. They're setting blossoms out. So those are some of the things that we have on this side. And we also have succession peaches over here too. Let's see, tomatoes and peaches. Roses are still blooming. And I want to come back here and show you the other avocado that we have that you may have seen if you caught the other updates this year. And that's the Reed avocado. So there's Reed, there is Gwen, and then there's lamb Haas, and they're all related in terms of genetic heritage. So Gwen is the I would say the mother or the parent of the reed and the lamb Haas. So this is a nice tree that's starting to really explode with growth. Let me show you the tag. This is a round type of avocado, and it's got a very hard shell. You can make guacamole and use the shell as a bowl container. And I'm hoping to plant it up there in that little corner there when we have it terraced out. That's the plan, to put this tree there. I'm looking at the clock and we're at 20 minutes already, so thanks for sticking around. This is probably a good place to end our update. Not sure when I will check in, but I'll probably do more shorts in the meantime to keep you updated on what we're doing. I'm still working on finalizing our irrigation, and then I also worked on this area to give our rabbit more safe space overnight. So eventually I want to enclose this back corner so that she has the entire area to just hang out 24/7, as opposed to just hanging out during the day, and then I put her in the hutch at night for safety. So I've been working on that. And our property is interesting. It has these angles. It goes in this angle and it comes out that way. So we don't have a perfect square, and my geometry is not very good. So it takes me a lot longer to figure out how to put these structures. And I also work with the geometry so that the structures are kind of hidden from view from inside, so we don't have a bunch of structures. These are kind of hidden with some angles. So it's been fun and kind of frustrating at the same time. And I like to think of these angles as having a good problem, because then that way we can put a lot of structures and it doesn't look like we have a lot in the back corner. All right, thanks again always for visiting, and probably see you more in the shorts in the coming months. And then next year I really hope to, with all the infrastructure finally laid out, get more growing and share with you more of what we're growing, and hopefully inspire you and give you some ideas on varieties to plant for your garden and kitchen garden that are productive and tasty. See you next time. Thanks again.